Hello, I'm Hot Toddie, Pittsburgh's very own cartoon queer, and today I want to answer a serious question. What can we all do to help against the ravages of time? Well, in my research, I found that 3 things can work quite nicely. 1, stay hydrated. 2, make sure you get plenty of exercise. And 3, when all else fails, when God can't help you, let the surgeon, i.e. get a facelift. Well, all of those take time and money and dedication, and I don't have any of that. So today I am going to do all 3 at the same time. So let's start with the easiest and help ourselves out to a glass of water. Now, most people don't like to drink water because they think it's boring, and I found that if you use a crazy straw, or a straw that you would only use if you are crazy, it makes it more enjoyable. Straight from the Monongahela, folks. Now, as for the exercise, I'm going to move across this little section here using only 2 glasses. It's a rather dangerous feat that I'm going to accomplish with my rather delicate feet. And if done correctly, I will have gotten in all of my steps for today, and I won't have to worry about it for the rest of the week. And if it goes wrong, well, the glass could break, and then we are in for another sideshow stable altogether, and, well, that's not what you came here for. So we'll try to work it out. I have been able to do what should cost thousands of dollars for the low price of a quasi-broken bottle and a piece of string I have found on the sidewalk. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your night.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.
The Masque of the Red Death. Personalized by the motion picture screen's Prince of Horror, Vincent Price.
Corruptum.
No, I beg of you! Mercy, mercy!
With the devil's own darling, Hazel Court.
Lord Satan, send me a demon, so I may know I'm to be your wife.
and a lost, virginal angel of innocence, Jane Asher.
I want to help save your soul so you can join me in the glories of hell.
No, never.
She's a woman cursed by Satan's seneschal, whose very existence turns the white rose blood red.
Diamonds, rubies, emeralds, pearls.
Lavishly, he plants his corrupting seeds of sin, spreading living terror that not even the unsullied can escape. Nor can one who craves all the forbidden pleasures of the depraved.
Each man creates his own heaven, his own hell.
Let me see your face.
Good evening, fans of fantastic films. I am the devil's other darling, Bill Van Ryn.
And I'm Sam Panico. Welcome to the Driving Asylum late movie. Thanks to Hot Toddie for that crash course and withstanding the ravages of time.
They really took staying hydrated to the next level. Anyway, this is our weekly watch party group, as you probably all know already. Hopefully you do, but just in case this is the first time you've tuned into our show, I think it's a good idea to explain our format because sometimes people are confused when they watch us for the first time. We do this live chat segment for about an hour or so. Then we end the live broadcast and everyone watches the movie independently. We don't provide the film for the live viewers. We only choose movies that are streaming free online.
And then when it's over, come back. We'll start another live segment. So look for that after you're done watching the film. Remember to click like on the video, subscribe to the Groovy Doom channel on YouTube, and you're feeling especially generous, share it, tell a friend.
Tell everybody.
Yeah.
And many thanks to our sponsors for this week's program, too, Lee Newsom and Steve Wilson. Thanks a lot, guys. I had some canned applause for you, but I lost it. There you go. And if you would like to make a donation, it can be of any dollar value, no matter how small. In fact, we're only looking for a few bucks. Send it via PayPal to groovydoom@gmail.com, and we'll put your name in lights for our show credits. It's going to be so exciting. Plus, Sam, why don't you tell us about your own YouTube channel so that people know where to find you on there?
Yeah, you can find all the drink videos. I share them on my site as well as my podcast. It's B and S, like bands, B and S about movies.com. And that's the name of the podcast. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. There's a new episode every Friday, and I try to keep them short, 10 minutes or so, not too long. This week is Freddie Got Fingered. Pete, who was on the show, Pete Podesta, I can't ever pronounce his last name, from he said, why don't you do some shows from some movies that people actually know? So I did Freddie Got Fingered. That's on here. He said, that seems like a good strategy for you. So I did that. And this week is Freddie Got Fingered, the Tom Green movie. The PG cut of that movie, Bill, is on the Blu-ray. It is 2 minutes long. There's also a NC-17 cut that has never been released that Tom Green said is porn with blood. So kind of want to see it. That's best places to find me. How's your week been, Bill?
Oh, it's been fantastic. It seems like it was last Saturday, 2 minutes ago for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really weird. It's like the older I get, the faster time goes by. And I guess everybody says that, but now I'm starting to
keep
feel
slipping into the future, as they say about time.
I love those spacey synth sounds in that song.
Oh, the best.
So before we get to the movie, we had a lot of things happen this week that we should probably mention on the program. For instance, Dee Wallace's Facebook page was taken over by a porn spam bot and has been issuing porn links via her story all week. I don't know if anyone else watching the show is friends with her on Facebook, but I don't know. I felt like I didn't have to say anything because someone would tell her, but apparently nobody has told her.
Oh, and she's the nicest person too.
She is. I love
Yeah,
Dee.
Becca just said she met her and she does not believe that she does porn. So that's a new celebrity strategy. You put porn on your page and say, "Oh, it wasn't me."
Well, yeah, she'd probably tell me, you asshole. I meant to do that. That was getting people to look at my page. In which
Yeah.
case, sorry. I shouldn't have
Yeah,
pushed
no,
it.
I don't think that she would do that
No,
personally.
and
Like,
no, Jeff Jordan, it is not Dee Wallace porn. It's like, hi, come to my page for my private party.
come to my OnlyFans. Oh boy.
We have our
Uh,
own private party here every Saturday. Well, it's not really private. Anyone's invited.
some movie news. If anyone's interested, on Tubi now, the new documentary, "My Life with a Living Dead" about John Russo is up on Tubi right now. So that's
Yeah.
kind of exciting. I haven't watched it yet. And this, there's been a couple movie announcements this week. Arrow is putting out the Shaw Brothers Set Volume 3, which I am ridiculously excited about. And Mondo Macabre made 2 announcements: the Max Picos collection, and the other one is the Warrior collection with all 3 Barry Prima movies, like the Warrior and the Blind Swordsman, the Warrior and the Ninja, and the Warrior. Holy cow, I'm buying that, which is exciting. And Ninja Terminator starts shipping from this week. So once they run out of the pre-orders, I'll be getting that. So I'm super excited about that. So lots of cool stuff. Mike brings up that Civil Justice's social media has been it's always been like that, Mike. If you guys don't follow Civil Danning on social media, you should, because it is the most amazing. Like, you can't. Mike's really good at doing a version of her, so I kind of think that maybe Mike might be running her social media. That's my theory. Also, in show-related news, how about Dan Sitch got a new cat? I did see that.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't see your new cat, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Exciting.
go look right after the show. I can't look at Facebook while we're doing the show because that's too many things.
Oh, yeah.
Sucking the bandwidth. And also, it does that even if I pull up IMDb. Like, sometimes I
Yeah.
like to have it up while I'm looking at it. There's so many fucking ads on there now that, like, it just sucks all your system resources.
Oh, it's the new IMDb is charitably not good. And yeah, Mode Mixologist brings up the Dawn of the Mummy Blu-ray that I sent the bill in seconds. I was like, "Have you seen this?" And I know if I get the foreign one, oh, it's a dog. I thought it was a cat. Sorry, Dan. I thought it was a. Then again, I have Cubby, who is either a dog or a cat, so it's confusing. Also, if you meet me in person, there's 100% chance I'll call you the wrong name. So
She's a
I'd like to
dog.
apologize.
We just saw that we were watching Ghostbusters, and Bill Murray
Uh-huh.
says, "So she's a dog."
Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, Dawn of the Mummy, super excited about that. And her name is Darth Daisy. Wow, that's a great name for a cat or a dog, depending on what she is. At least I didn't misgender her. Really, that could have been much worse. Yeah. Also, welcome to the farmhouse. As you can see behind me, that's so I know where I am at all times. The living room is the farmhouse. The kitchen is also the farmhouse. The bathroom is the ocean. The basement
Wow.
is flooded. Yeah. So, yeah.
How is your basement coming along?
July 12th, they're coming to finish it, but I tore out a entire closet this weekend, and let me tell you, I got to use a crowbar. Felt as manly as I've ever felt. Tomorrow morning, I'll be doing new wiring. Tomorrow morning,
Crowbar.
which is super exciting. Yeah, crowbar and a hammer and a sledgehammer.
Serious.
Yeah, super serious. But yeah, Becca's going to film it the next time I do it, but we're going to be getting all new walls, which means more room for posters. And I went down yesterday to look at my movies to see if they were okay. And I stood and stared at my Camille Keaton in Italy box set for 20 minutes and cried. And I said, someday we'll be back together. So
Oh, man.
felt good. Oh, Camille Keaton felt good.
I love that movie she's in, Day of the Woman.
Oh, yeah. Day of the Woman's a pretty good one. They should have, maybe another title would have been good for it, but I'm glad they stuck with that.
I like Day of the Woman.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
like,
Mike Justice posted a new movie this week too, which I haven't got a chance to watch yet.
yes,
But I
I
saw that
watched
Mike
it.
put it. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm gonna have a Mike Justice Film Festival some night and watch all of them in one night. And
It's called
as
Last
well,
House on Diane Street.
yeah, it was filmed what in like 20 years ago, and he's just putting the footage together now.
Well, Mike likes to let these projects germinate, you know.
Yeah, he's like George Lucas. He's re-editing footage that he did in the past, except no one has seen that footage. So he's this is his
He can get
4K.
away with
He-
it.
yeah,
George
he can get
Lucas
away with it.
can't.
Yeah, exactly.
The fans all know that shit the minute George Lucas does it.
I'm gonna say a hot take. I'd rather watch a Mike Justice movie than a George Lucas movie at this point.
Damn
That's
straight.
meant to be praised for Mike. Uh, but yeah. Also this week, Bill, one of the things I put up, we're in the middle of June exploitation for the site F This Movie, where they pick 30 different things. And Vengeance of the Zombies was this week. And Bill, I found the Siskel and Ebert cut of them naming Waka the zombie the dog of the week.
Walk of the Dead.
Walk of the Dead, I mean, yeah, and it's them talking about it. It was not the only dog of the week that week, but I found all the dogs of the week of that year are all in one YouTube video.
What
Which is
was
pretty
that? 1981.
Yeah,
You'll
81.
see Terror House in there too.
Hmm.
Did you see it?
I have it. I only watched the Walk of the zombie one, but I will send it to you so we can watch it. I'm sure you'll want to mix it into some stuff where you just have like a 10-second clip of Roger Ebert shitting on a movie we're showing.
Terror House was a dog of the week, which was really, not only was it mean, because I don't think it deserves to be a dog of the week. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe you didn't like it, but why is it a dog? Anyway, so there was also in 1981, I totally forgot where I was going with that.
81.
Roger Ebert doesn't know what he's talking about, and neither do I when he's talking about Terror House.
That is all right. But yeah, I found those. But there's this week I threw up a bunch of stuff. I've hit every day so far of June exploitation, which is I love doing movie lists where because it forces you to find movies that you may normally not watch or genres you might not otherwise watch.
Yeah.
So just a quick review of this week's. I did Zombie New Millennium, which is a Italian shot on video movie. The Oily Maniac, the Sun movie, The Lincoln Conspiracy, Surviving the Game, Vengeance of the Zombies, Miami Super Cops, and Super Legend God Hiroko. And I found out that one of my friends is in Miami Super Cops, one of my voiceover guys that I used before on a lot of commercials. He plays one of the thugs in it. His father was a kind of famous DJ and had been in a Bud Spencer movie before in Miami. And they called him. They said, "Do you know anyone that could play a gang member?" And he said, "How about my son?" So he actually gets beat up by Terrence and Bud in that movie, Miami Super Cops, which is the next to last movie they made together.
Nice.
Yeah, so exciting. Dogs of the Week was my favorite segment too. My whole family used to watch sneak previews together, starting on PBS, and then when it moved over, and we would all gather around the TV and watch it. And I loved seeing the dog come in. And I always thought, why do they keep making movies that I like? But they keep picking the ones that I like. But who knows?
Well, that's what made me want to keep watching because at least I knew that they were going to talk about some movies that I was interested in. I didn't care what they thought of them, but they would sometimes show a clip. You know, there'd be a clip in the background, so you got to see some footage from the movie.
It was like, "Oh, My Dinner with Andre is great," and then they chose Battle Beyond the Stars was one of the dogs from this week, and they're like, "This movie is horrible," and I'm like,
"That's so mean."
It is mean. So the beginning's in it. Come on.
About Star Crash.
Yeah. And then I would watch Matinee at the Bijou on Channel 13. You remember that show?
What one was that? I don't remember.
They literally did like an old How a Matinee worked. They'd show a newsreel, a cartoon, an A feature, and then a shorter B feature. But they literally went through and found actual order of films that played at different theaters like that and recreated it. It was on every week.
Wow. I don't remember that. I remember the name, but I guess I should have been watching that too.
Dustin asked, "What's the JFK film that Sun released, The President Must Die," which was pulled from a lot of theaters after Reagan was shot and it is not available. Never been released on DVD. Never played TV. Never released on VHS even. I am working on getting a copy. Uh, so more to come on that. But it's the only Sun documentary I haven't seen. So I'm pretty excited.
That's a big moment for you.
Yeah, because it's the one I've been waiting to see for the longest because I love the Lincoln conspiracy because it is so much of the Sun. Kino's putting it out this month. It is such bullshit. I mean, beyond Italian horror bullshit. It's like literally at the beginning of the movie, they're like, this has really happened. And like,
Yeah.
no, the guy who owns Sun wrote the book, right? And they're like, it's based on a real book. And they show all the history that the books they used for it. Every historian's like, they misrepresented all their research. Like, none of this, but then they set it up with like, this is a conspiracy and historians don't want you to know this happened. And it's like, oh, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love that stuff.
I loved. Well, there was one doc that I saw. I think it was In Search of Noah's Ark, but it showed the actual creation of Noah's Ark and the moment when it started raining, and all the people that he had invited into the ark had laughed at him. But then when it started raining, they were all pounding on the ark to get in. And I asked my grandma who took me to see it, I was like, is this real footage? I didn't say it like that, obviously, but what I meant was that filmed back when that really happened?
What's crazy is they sold that to NBC into the 80s and 90s. It started on NBC and they added new footage. Part of the footage was they had found wood that was supposed to be from Noah's Ark, but somebody had actually made it and sold it to them, and they had covered it with iced tea and barbecue sauce and let it bake out in the sun so it looked old. So when they did the carbon dating, they're like, this is like a year or two old and it has barbecue sauce all over it. But is my favorite way to explain that, Bill, is they're like, sometimes God likes to test us with fake things like dinosaurs.
Right.
So, that's how they do it.
There's a lot of testing going on.
Yeah, and Thomas brings up the paperbacks. Sun actually had their own publishing division to put out those paperbacks. That's like a dream of getting all those. I love the idea that Sun Classics, Schick Classics, which literally was originally owned by Schick Razors, it was a subsidiary. They didn't pioneer. Kroger Bab pioneered it. Not the Kroger Bab that owned Hallmark Releasing, right, Bill? But the other Kroger Bab.
You saw that post?
Oh my God. I almost said something and I'm like, it's just going to be mean if I send it now. So I was trying to be nice. But Sun did four walling, which literally they would buy the theater for like 2 or 3 weeks. They would always buy it for. And the first week was always first big week. Second week was last week. And then the third week, they'd be like held over by popular demand. No matter what, their movies were playing 3 weeks at a theater. And because they paid for all the advertising and paid for the rent, they got all the money from the tickets. And they were the first company, one of the first companies to do huge market research. And they realized that there was this big unserved population of religious folks that wanted G-rated movies to go see. So whether those were, the country like kind of movies that they did, or it was documentaries, like stuff that was straight out of the Inquirer. And it's amazing because if you look at the stuff that is on, basic cable today, Sun was really close to it. Like Ancient Aliens is every Sun documentary, except they were doing it once a year versus every week.
Well, on TV there was In Search Of too. Oh, I loved In Search Of.
The song from In Search Of scared me so bad because I was like, especially In Search of Dracula, like I was like, oh, he's real.
Ooh, yeah.
And he's gonna find my pendant from Creepy that has the soil in it, and he's gonna find me.
Me too. I was a big Dracula fan, so I was ready to watch that one.
I told you that I made all the kids in my class show me their hands so that I made sure that their middle finger wasn't shorter than their index and ring finger, because that's one way of telling vampires. Why would the vampires be out during the day? Why would they be children? And then I told my teacher, like, oh, well, it shows if you're sick. She believed me. And then I said, can I go through the class again? Because I forgot to look to see who had a pentagram on their hand, because I wanted to weed out the werewolves out of my class too. I went to Catholic school. She said, why are you looking at their palms? And I said, because I was told to be honest, I want to see if any kids have a pentagram on their hand. And she was like, why? And I'm like, well, I don't want to get killed by a werewolf. My parents were called near instantly. And I was kept after class. But
Oh, Sam.
I didn't get killed. I didn't get killed by a vampire or werewolf, Bill. So you know what I call that? Success. Yet. I have not yet been killed.
Meanwhile, your friends and classmates slayed by werewolves and vampires.
Most of Elwood City is dead at the hands of werewolves, vampires, and werewolf vampires.
Garroted. I love how
Yeah,
Price in the trailer says garrot them.
Got it.
We should
They
be
were
talking
all-
about Masque of the Red Death and Roger Corman, right?
Let's do that. And we're a little not that late, but this is our Roger Corman tribute. I love Roger Corman. I love the movies that he directed, such as this, and the movies that he produced, and the movies he brought to America, which is kind of sometimes forgotten that Janus Releasing brought a lot of art movies to America that never would have got there. And then all the folks that he helped introduce to movies. And it would take several episodes to get to those. But I would say this is probably my favorite Corman movie. He thought that this and maybe The Man with the X-Ray Eyes, those are like his two favorites. But every time I read IMDb quotes for a movie, it's always like Roger Corman said that this was his favorite movie. I'm like, he didn't like Carnosaur that much. He
Carnosaur?
Carnosaur he produced, yeah.
I like Carnosaur. I think it's okay. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Carnosaur 3. Yeah, Paul Werkmeister asked, did it carry over to Wampum? Wampum were all killed by Frankenstein's monsters. That's what happened in Wampum. And Old Chief Woodenhead in Wampum. He was like, why would you name your town this?
Old Chief Woodenhead was bullshit. Listen, it was all about him. He was the most selfish Avenger there ever was because he couldn't stop the old couple from being slaughtered. He just went after the people that did it. That's a little, too late.
But Billy was like, I'm going to get played and laid when he goes to Hollywood.
You know how long it took me to grow this hair? I ain't just fucking around.
I do know how long it took me to grow that. And when I saw it as a kid, I'm like, yes, this is the hero of the movie to me. That's how long it took to cut my hair. Get it going. But I love this movie, Bill. And we talked about it before. I had an incredible experience of watching this at the drive-in. This played one of the drive-in Monsteramas.
Yeah.
And I would say there's a lot of great Poe movies that he did. There's a lot of great Corman movies. I don't think any of them look as good as this. Nicholas Rogue was cinematographer on this. I think that this movie looks like $1 million. They saved a ton of budget because the entire castle set was from another movie. So they already had, yeah. And also this was shot in England so that they got a lot of tax subsidies. So he saved there. But here's the crazy fact I found out about from this, Bill. You may know this already, but a lot of the suits of armor for this were reused for Gladiator, like 60 years later. Yeah, I always think about these prop departments that have like costumes that are like, from the dawn of Hollywood. That's true. Like it wasn't as bad as the Howling 2, where they shipped over the Planet of the Apes costumes instead of the werewolf costumes. But they used them in Gladiator years later. But I love the look of this movie, and it feels like a huge budget. It definitely is not.
Well, that was all what AIP was all about,
Yeah.
Saving money. Roger Corman.
I was thinking about it this week. I realized that Baba was doing stuff obviously before this, but it feels like the Corman Poe movies and Baba's movies kind of feed off each other a bit. You know what I mean? They have similar looks and similar gothic feel and lighting and stuff and sumptuousness. And I really like that they're both from the same area. Like you were getting hit with like a lot of influences all at once with these films.
Thanks to everyone for hanging out with us tonight in the chat, by the way. We've got 41 viewers right now.
Whoa, for a late movie too.
Yeah. We always get good numbers on the late movie. For a while, I almost wanted to stop doing it because nobody was watching it when we were the late movie. But now we have a pretty decent audience for late. Thanks.
Yeah. Also, if you probably saw in the credits, Jane Asher's in this. She was 17 when it started filming, 18 when it finished. And one day she told Roger Corman, hey, my boyfriend's going to visit the set. He's a musician and he's playing London tonight. And Roger Corman was like, sure, whatever. Not realizing it was Paul McCartney, who had not yet, broken through in America. He didn't know who he was. But yeah, Jane Asher for a long time dated Paul McCartney. She was also super nervous for her bath scene in this because she was worried about her nipples getting shown. So she wore falsies. They kept falling off. They said by the 70s when she made other movies, she did not have the same problems. She was an old hat at doing on-screen nudity, but this was an early one for her.
Nudies. That's all they
Nudies.
are.
Yeah. She's making
Boobies,
those art
boobies,
movies in
boobies.
Italy. Yeah. Oh, but I talked to my mom about this movie because she saw it at a matinee when she was a kid, and she said that she thinks, like, a lot of the matinees she went to, they wouldn't tell kids what movies were playing, but just parents used the theater on Saturday like a babysitter. You know what I mean? They gave them like a quarter and said, that's enough to get in the show, get popcorn, maybe get candy, and we'll pick you up when it's over. And she said there was at one point like all the kids were like literally sitting on the under the seats, like laying on the floor, like hiding their eyes that they were so afraid of the when all the different colored versions of death show up at the end. She said kids were really upset by it, and she just thought it was a cool movie. She was a little older, so she wasn't as impacted. But I can't imagine being like 6 or 7 and seeing this because it gets pretty
Yeah,
intense.
this isn't a kids movie, and not only because of that, it's just it went. I was just talking about this. I think was with Frank Polvino,
Mhm.
and he said that he didn't like this when he was a kid because kids don't really get it. Because there were, I think he said, because there was the only monster was a guy in a monkey suit.
Yeah,
But it's it's something that goes over the heads of kids. I think like it's sort of apocalyptic,
yeah.
and it's well it is. So I think that would go over the heads of most kids.
She
But
said it played with the pit and the pendulum and the
that's
walling in
scary.
scenes in that movie. She's like kids were screaming at one
Yeah,
point. They were really upset,
that I
and
can understand.
the pendulum was very upsetting to them when that scene happened. When obviously that's the highlight of that film. Also, at the end of this movie, spoiler, but when all the different versions of death show up, each color is supposed to be coded to a different form of plague that affected the Dark Ages, which I thought was interesting. Like rabies and smallpox and different ones, and those are all the different colors. That when I saw that in the drive-in for the first time, it blew my mind at the end of that movie when they show up and they all talk to each other, and then the rose changes colors. So
Mhm.
good. Yeah, what a I just love everything about this movie, and it's funny because the Corman Poe movies only have, like, tangible like, bits of Poe. Do you know what I mean? Like, just enough to be they're inspired by, not like, to the letter,
Some more than others.
yeah, and I kinda dig that about them though, like, they just have, like, a cool gothic feel, and if we get more diaphanous white gowns and, candelabras running through the world, then isn't that what we're really shooting for, Bill, on this show?
I didn't read very many things by Poe when I was young. A couple of things, but again, it was hard for it was sort of like above my level when I was reading that stuff. And or
Yeah.
at least I just didn't have the patience. But the older you get, especially I remember the Cask of Amontillado.
Mhm.
And that one really freaked me out because he walls the guy up and he's screaming and begging for mercy. That
Yeah.
was really very scary to read. And I wasn't really a fanboy though, is my
Yeah.
point. And I didn't care that the story didn't really stick to the what was actually written on the page.
How many kids do you think got Fs in school because they had to do a book report on a Poe book and said, "Oh, I'll just watch that Roger Corman movie."
The same ones that got a bad grade for watching the movie version of Frankenstein.
Yeah. Like, I'll just watch Apocalypse Now. I don't need to read Heart of Darkness.
Jeffrey approves of your use of diaphanous. 50
I
points.
I use it each week. We should pick a secret word each week that the duck comes down on the screen during.
What would some other secret words be that we say all the time?
Oh boy, that's a good question. Prophecy bear is one. I'll have to think of some, and we'll have them. If you guess the secret word that week, maybe we'll give people a drive-in asylum bingo card with all the things that we say. And if you that's how we'll give away movies the next time.
And then we would have to stick to a script.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just randomly come up enough. I think that the winner will be all of us. Uh, so we'll see. Absinthe is the secret word. The secret word is Pepper at the honey bear is the secret word. Jalo. That's another one. Yeah. Jalo or Jolly. Drink every time Sam mispronounces something, you'll be dead. You know, pineapple juice, lemonade. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones.
Every time
You
we
can do.
say that we love somebody because they're batshit crazy,
Yeah.
like Mimsy
Or if
Farmer and
yeah,
at the end.
every time Sam looks off and says Mimsy Farmer. Yeah. Or every time I say I dig that. Becca says I say that a lot on the show too.
I just
Yeah.
love her breakdown scene in that
Oh.
movie. It's
I
sensational.
was just telling someone about it the other day that I love that Argento thought that he looked like the lead in that movie, and then his first wife looks just like Mimsy Farmer. So whenever at the end of the premiere, he looked at his wife and she was just crying, and he said, "What?" She goes, "You made a movie about how much you hate me." He goes, "Why would I do that?" And then he looked at the screen. He's like, "Oh, I think I did." Yeah, you did it, Dario.
Ah, poor
Then he made
Dario.
another movie where he shot his ex-wife in the head. So I mean,
Yeah. Well, then he was
yeah.
started after she said that, he was probably like, "Well, I'm going to do it on purpose now."
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on purpose. Mimsy Farmer in every movie, and I say, yeah, that's good.
How do you
Super
think poor,
excited. Thanks, Steve Wilson. Super excited is another one.
how do you think poor Ozia feels about the stuff he does
Uh,
to her in his movies?
well, what's funny is they show in that show is telling you there's the Italian show that there's an Italian show of Argento did these like 2-minute effect sequences and then behind the scenes stuff of his movies, and he talks about Phenomena, and he's like, and, his other daughter is the girl who gets killed in the beginning of Phenomena. He goes, she did such a wonderful job in the beginning of this, and I'm so proud of her. I'm like, you cut her head off and threw it out a window into a stream.
Into
You know what I mean?
over a
Like
waterfall.
over a waterfall. It's like, he's like, I love her. She's so talented. She got like choked with a chain and then her head cut off. You did it.
I hope her head was conscious for at least some of that ride down the river because that
Yeah.
was pretty
I mean,
exciting.
would that be relaxing? I think. I think it'd be like cooling and be like tubing, except you wouldn't have a body.
You'd go a lot faster.
Yeah. Fat like a roller coaster. When did you first see this movie, Bill? Masque of the Red Death.
At the drive-in.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever
It was
saw
my
Mask
first
of the
time
Red Death.
too. We were dual virgins that night.
The other ones were just so much easier to see on television, like Pit and the Pendulum. But,
Mm-hmm.
this one, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't care that much about it, but I really regretted how long I'd kept myself from Mask of the Red Death because it was so much to take in on a big
Yeah.
screen like that. That was an awesome experience, to be
Mhm.
able to make that the first time you experienced a movie as wonderful as Mask of the Red Death. That's why it's
Yeah.
special to me. There.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's wonderful. And I'm excited for everybody to watch it tonight. Let us know in the chat if this is your first time watching it. We would love to hear. Hopefully, there's a few. It's like we always say, like, I would love this to be my first time watching it,
Oh yeah.
If you could have that feeling again, like, wow, like what a good thing to watch. Yeah. But Mixall just said, then several years later, Dracula 3D happened. It sure did.
It
Ugh.
happened all over the place. What a
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's another bomber diving at the house.
Oh, you are in the flight plan of the bombers.
Yeah. It's like the planes bank and head back to the Pittsburgh airport right over our house.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Yeah.
to actually experience it. It was exciting.
Ooh. Wow.
I'm
I
trying
like
to
that a lot of the Corman movies got remade by 21st Century in the 90s. And they're even weirder and they have even less to do with Poe and just the names. Because, Edgar Allan Poe stories are like Amityville. Like, you don't have to pay to use them anymore. So you can take a Poe title and be like, yeah, Mask of the Red Death, and then it's about nothing to do with it at all. Like, so this feels well, David, congratulations. I'm excited this is your first time.
Lee's been watching it. She watched it once this week already.
Oh wow.
And I think it was Lee that posted about it that I saw it on Facebook.
Wow. You know what's
Glad you're
amazing?
watching.
Obviously, Vincent Price starring in this. You could buy the Vincent Price art collection from Sears,
Yeah.
and then like he did so much. Like he even had like the Hangman board game. He was on the box for it. Like he had the Shrunken headset. Like Vincent Price was a huge crossover star. It's really incredible.
Yeah, he wasn't only these horror movies to many people. So, or at least he was, but he made it accessible.
Yeah,
A lot of these movies probably would have been looked down upon if they didn't have somebody like him.
yeah. And then he was even in a season of Scooby Doo when I was a kid, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo, and I remember being so excited. I'm like, Vincent Price and Scooby Doo together. That's exactly what I want. So I'm excited to see the ads for this stuff.
I know. I've been letting the first segment run a little long tonight. Ta-da!
Oh, can you count the orgies of evil in this face, Bill?
I see at least 5 or 6 of them.
Oh yeah, I see one humping his nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's grotesque.
it is grotesque. Oh, there's a
And
lot of copy on this ad, but I like it all.
yeah, you could get spooked just reading this ad.
Yeah,
Never mind
black
Edgar Allan
door?
Poe.
yeah, blood red windows. Ooh,
It's creepy.
yeah. Ooh, this one's a
Zoom in.
little
Yeah.
cleaned up, but yeah, we'll zoomed in. Co-hit. Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven
Mm-hmm.
at the Yucca Flats.
All hail American International Pictures
Oh,
because
the most
they
wonderful.
brought so many of these things to life. Here it is in the UK with the movie that Corman says is his other favorite movie, right?
Yep, man with the X, the man with the X-ray eyes, or just the man with the X-ray eyes. I love it. Did you hear the story about Stephen King in this movie?
No.
He in his book Dance Macabre, he says at the end the original ending was going to be Ray Milland tears out his eyes and screams, "I can still see." And Roger Corman's like, "Yeah, that no one ever wrote that. I think you made it up." And he's like, "But you know what? You made up a way better ending for the movie than I did. So thank you, Stephen."
Of
So
course he did.
Steve King, U of M grad, Steve
That's
King.
the kind of shit that Steve King from U of M writes.
Yeah, I wonder if he saw it at the drive-in. I would have bet.
I hope at the Brewer Drive-In. There may be a Brewer Drive-In ad coming up in this gallery, Sam.
I should send Stephen King a Twitter message. Have you ever been to the Brewer Drive-In?
I think I tried once.
Man.
Here's one
Wow,
for
what a
you.
double. Yeah, we were just talking about how this is very Baba, so this would be a night to see. Wow. I love it. Oh.
Chill-filled films.
I love Horrors of the Black Museum.
My
That's a
life
great
with
movie.
the chill-filled cult.
Oh, in Duke City. Duke City's the kind of town where you can get into a fist fight. It's like Fist City.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
good place. Yeah. Wow, this is a great double feature.
Was that
Can you-
AIP? Horrors of the Black Museum? I guess
It's
it
a
was.
British movie, but I think they carried it in the US. Can you guess how much I love Hazel Court in this movie, by the way?
I bet you just love Hazel Court in this movie.
I love Hazel Court in this movie.
Look at this ad from Pittsburgh.
Wow.
It was just called The Red Death.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
Huh.
But
That's
they
crazy.
blacked out. They didn't even put anything in the vacant space there. They just called it The Red Death.
It's weird because I think of this as a classy movie and it's playing with Diary of a Bachelor. You know what I mean? So it's a strange mix. Well, wonder where the movie theater was in Mount Oliver because I used to live there. I wonder
Yeah.
where it was. Yeah, an arcade in Southside. Where was that? Wow, that's cool. What a night. Oh,
Pittsburgh Drive-In panel from the original run.
Yeah.
This would have been 1964. That's when this movie came out. In the summertime.
what's the giant all color spook spectacular in Harmer? My eyes aren't that good to read.
Oh, it's the Evil of Frankenstein, Kiss of the Vampire, and Curse of the Werewolf.
I like it. That's a good night.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'd be there. The Harmer, I'm not sure where the drive-in was there, but I think it was
Yeah.
somewhere around where the Eaton Park in Harmerville used to be.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you ever go there?
I never went to that drive-in, but that makes sense.
No, to the Eaton Park in Harmerville.
Oh yeah. Yes, I've been to the Eaton Park.
I was a busboy there when I was in high school.
Oh really? Wow.
It totally was.
Wow.
The-
The Wexford Starlight, as I said before, is now a super church. At one point, Diary of a Madman and the Red Death played there, but now a super church.
Diary of a Bachelor, not Diary of
I
a
thought I said Bachelor. I thought I said Diary of a Madman. My eyes are ancient, Bill, and this type.
That would have been, a fantastic Vincent Price double feature, though.
It would have
Diary of a
been.
Madman.
Yeah. Also a great Aussie song.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
Spook show on Friday the 13th. Wow.
Wow.
Can I go, Mom? No, Jason. I have to go to work at the camp.
The boys at the camp will watch you while I work.
They were making love while that young boy drowned. So you get a couple different programs you could choose from for this Friday the 13th spook show. There's our double of Black Sabbath and Masque of the Red Death at the Glen Theater, but then mosey on over to the Pioneer Drive-In. I bet that would get you interested. The Raven, Tales of Terror, and Witchcraft.
Complete show after 11:30 or at midnight show. That would seem to me that a lot of people are going to go out and get really drunk or do stuff and then go see these. So there's probably a wild night. I absolutely love that Grim Reaper, though. He's so cartoony. Oh, it will scare the yell out of you. I get a feeling that it will scare the yell out of you might show up in a future issue of Driving Asylum.
You're giving me ideas.
Oh, I love this double feature. I love Tumo Ligeia so much.
Yeah, I dig that one too. I think we saw that same weekend, and that was a first time watch for me.
Yeah, it's like steampunk Vincent Price. He has those crazy glasses. Oh man, Fright Night Late Show.
Yeah,
I love the hand coming out of the grave is very chiller. The New York chiller kind of opening.
It's like a giant hand.
And it has like sometimes it's turning into a tree. Wow.
Look how small the tombstones are compared to that hand.
I like the little guy in the corner too. They got like a little big. Hey everybody! He's just like chilling out.
Maybe that's where they buried the amazing colossal man, and he wasn't dead yet.
Yeah, put him down there. $2 per couple if you're single. Bad news.
Yeah,
you're paying 50 cents extra.
Bullshit.
Maybe get a girlfriend, loser, or boyfriend. I'm not gonna throw it around. Wow, Hound of Baskerville, only one. That's all we could afford for this night.
How many units of horror can you handle, Sam?
Yeah, we'll get a unit on that guy. 4-unit horror show. Wow, it's like four units. Is that units of blood or units? Do you like Dr. Blood's Coffin? It seems like a movie you would enjoy very much.
I don't remember that one.
Huh.
That one's lost to me anyway.
Yeah.
I may have never seen it, so maybe it'll show up at the drive-in.
Yeah. Get a heater while you're at it. For the unit, get a heater for your unit. For all 4 units. A 4-unit heater.
My unit's nice and warm all on its own.
Oh, is it good? It's warm unit night at the Lakeshore. Oh, Goliath and the Vampires. Yes. Aunt Ghost in the Invisible Bikini. I'm all about this night.
It's so weird, isn't it? Ghost in the Invisible Bikini and then these 2 movies.
I guess they're all AIP distributed movies, so that makes sense.
I suppose. I'm not really sure about those other 2.
I know Ghost in the Invisible Bikini definitely is because this is an AIP beach movie.
Okay.
But Goliath and the Vampires is a peplum with vampires meeting Hercules or Goliath, whatever we want to call them. All Pebble movies were eventually called Son of Hercules anyway. Wow. And what was the hideous thing that came to honor her? What?
I don't.
And
I don't know. I was hoping
what is
that would be revealed to me when I watch the movie tonight.
yeah, what is the hideous thing that came to honor her unit?
Everyone honored her unit.
Let's honor her unit and Masque of the Red Death.
Paul McCartney liked it.
Oh, he loved her unit. He's like, oh, Bob, I can't do good Paul McCartney, but just imagine, I love your unit.
We're going to be doing it a bit different this time. Here's a big idea to get used to.
Yeah.
2
body
Ernie
beneath.
Milligans and 2 Vincent Prices.
Wow. But you know what the big thing is? A free creepy crawler will enter every car at the box office. What? What are they doing? They're just going to let like a killer bee loose in your car, aren't they?
Well, actually, I was wrong. That's not a Vincent Price one. The Hidden Room of Thousand Horrors is The Telltale Heart. I think it's a Spanish film.
I love the cross hatching in this ad. It's really great.
The South Park in Louisville.
Oh man, I want a creepy crawler creature in my car. I bet it's one of those things that looks like that has like googly eyes on it. One of those like furry things with a string.
Oh yeah, Jeff said the Tingler. It's the Tingler.
The Tingler will be let loose in every car. Scream for your lives. Honk your horns if it's playing at the drive-in. Wow, Nick Adams. Wow, Frankenstein Conquers the World. Love it. Come early and stay late. How much shock bill can you stand? This is in Ohio, Xenia.
I figured it by units.
I wrestled in Piqua several times, Bill, and a crazy town. So yeah, wow.
There you go.
This ad is beautiful. I like that Sidney Poitier was there. His other movie was there.
I know.
By the way, wow, this says Spirits of the Dead's a classy movie. Not that Frogs isn't.
So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, not that Masque of the Red Death isn't. This is like a fancy night at the movies, and like Bridget Bardot and Academy Award winner Jane Fonda, not for this movie, for Clute, appearing in Spirits of the Dead, a movie that rips off Mario Bava. And then Masque of the Red Death and Frogs. But all three of these movies, yeah, these are great.
AIP just, shuffled these movies and they played over and over again throughout the 1970s, even into the 80s.
You like that they tell you that the in-car heaters are optional? Like,
well, you might not need
What
one.
do you mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean by that? Are they free? Nope.
Well,
also nature gets capitalized for no reason here.
You could choose to just sit in your car and be cold, or you could pay them to rent one of those little heaters.
Blankets optional, ladies.
They're not going to give it to you for free.
Bill, this ad is amazing.
They just cut the one off of, I think, his nose.
Yeah, and then they put a dress on her too. Like it doesn't appear she has a dress in the ad, so they like had somebody one of the art guys do it. Wow. And it's sexy though. I mean, it's nice art.
She looks like she's kind of like an early pole dancer.
Yeah, she's like trying to cover up the ad. I like that they're like new co-hit. Some people, those people. Some people
dance cheek to cheek. Some people. Here's another great pair.
Yeah, Scream and Scream Again.
Big Halloween show.
Yep. Wow, I love that ghost. Oh, look at that beautiful ad.
And it's from the brewer.
Outside of me, I mean, who would care about Elaine de Leon being in a movie? Me. Edgar Allan Poe's Ultimate Orgy. Yeah, he was known for writing about orgies. So, yeah.
His orgies were always the best.
Yeah. Do you remember that one time at his orgy where we all had hemlock? That was great.
I don't remember any of it. So I must have had a good time.
If you had a good time at his Ultimate Orgy, you remember it, you weren't there.
I'm like Debbie Harry. I'm going to have to interview people for my autobiography because I don't remember
Yeah.
Edgar Allan Poe's orgies.
Yeah. Oh, Edgar Allan Poe, you've had the best orgies. Wow, this is a AIP heavy night. Welcome to the world of the occult, Bill.
Thanks. I'm so glad to be here.
What do you want to see most? Demons summoned from hell, the birth of Satan's own child. None of these things happen in any of these movies. Or the practice of unnatural acts of love. Or do they all work together? Like you start with unnatural. I would put them demons summoned from hell. The demons do unnatural acts of love, and then that causes the birth of Satan's own child. Like, can't we just say the birth of Satan's child, or do we have to like? There's no doubt of the paternity. It's Satan's own
Yeah.
child. We did it. Satan, you are the father. We have the DNA test right here. You are the father.
Now you're on the hook. You got to support this kid.
You got to
Don't
support
think
it. And then like the mom's dancing. Satan's like, oh no.
you're not going to walk away from this one, Satan.
Yeah, Satan, you did it. For many years, you've been knocking up women. You knocked up a woman in New York City, and her husband became a famous actor. And now you are knocking up someone in the world of the occult, but you are the father. Whoa. Oh my God.
This is a huge idea to get used to. Look
This
at
is
this.
the biggest idea to get used to.
Wow.
Yeah. Wait, they really wanted you to come to this matinee. I mean, I want you to look at how much is happening here. First, you get Masque of the Red Death. I'm already there, right? But then twice that day, Dr. Blood and a circus of blood creatures are going to be there. You can meet the witch. You can't meet the mummy. You can only see the mummy.
Well, the mummy is just laying there, probably.
And then a gift to everyone. Cool.
Does the witch
Plus-
give it to you?
Yeah, plus transistor radio. Is the transistor radio a gift, or do they just play it? Or like, can I walk away with a radio? Why don't I get a witch? Wouldn't that be amazing? It's like everybody gets to hold a sandwich between their legs for 5 easy pieces. Like, what's the tie-in? Like, 5 easy pieces should have like an on-stage show too.
You get to meet the witch, but the twist is it's Connell Cochran.
Oh,
and you're
my
gonna
God.
melt.
A trick on the children.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's a Saturday matinee only.
Oh, it is. And then they clear out all the bug-ridden kids after. They
Yep.
sweep them up.
That'd be like,
They
your
sweep 'em up.
kids, they left.
Yeah. I don't know where your kids are. I'm sorry. And like, there's a lot of bugs in this theater.
The movie ended. They left. What do you think we are, a babysitter?
Yeah. Connell Cochran's plan is audacious. Like, he has no concern about time zones. He doesn't know how time zones work. He's going to bring over a piece of Stonehenge. The whole thing's nuts.
It's not very practical.
And who's the only man that can stop him? A drunk doctor who wants to have sex with women. And he's going to have robots to help him. The whole thing's crazy, but you know what? Who cares?
He likes to have sex with much younger women who may or may not be a robot.
Yeah. Was she a robot before they had sex?
I don't
During
know.
when they had sex? Yeah.
I think there's
I thought about
theories that she may have always been a robot.
Yeah. He's like, I noticed you didn't lubricate properly, but I just, I was drunk, so whatever. And she's like, well, that's because I was a robot.
If she was not a robot the whole time, then there better be some kind of dynamic explanation as to how he can make this happen in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
Somehow
Where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice? Next to a robot. Meanwhile, his ex-wife's in the next room getting her head blown off by a mask, right?
That was a nasty, nasty movie. Hey, here's something that Ed sent me on Facebook. It's Vincent Price at Edgar Allan Poe's grave.
Oh, wow.
Circa 1977.
Oh. Man. Circus of the Blood Creatures has really fascinated Dustin, and I appreciate that. I wonder, you know what, the only thing that matinee was missing, if you made it through all the movies, you got free coffee and donuts. I love that, and I love real witches being there and someone being buried alive during the movie. These are the other things that I demand from my movies, Bill. tell George and Gene somebody better get buried alive before the next drive-in September. Like, we should bury someone just in the middle. And they said, "Why are you guys doing that?" Like, well, it's part of the reason people came tonight. To see someone get buried in front of the riverside.
You should ask Sean Collier if he would get buried alive, because it's always someone that's either from a radio station, like a DJ, or someone from, he's from a recognized publication, so he could be the celebrity. Like,
Pittsburgh's Magazine, Sean Collier will get buried before the movies. I don't know.
We're not pressuring you, Sean.
I'm going to send this part of the show to Sean. I'm like, hey, Bill and I have been talking, and we're going to bury you alive before the next Super Monsterama.
A fake thing.
Yeah, we're not really going to bury you alive.
No.
And we're going to take you out. We're not take you out. Oh, wait, maybe all this terminology has been bad. We're going to take you out of the ground, and then you'll survive. But we'll make it seem, this whole thing seems like it could get screwed up, and you and I could go to jail, and we'll have to do the show from jail. Who's going to like that?
We could get thrown in Facebook jail.
Daryl says you guys moved the date on the Drive-In Monsterama, and now I'm going to miss it. Bill and I did not move the date.
Yeah,
I would like to, we're going to bury Sean Collier alive, but we did not move the date. So
sorry,
that did not happen.
It's a bummer that you can't come, Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl, sorry. But we did not move the date. Phil is here. He said he's finally able to watch the show live. Yes, welcome to the show.
Oh, hey.
You can listen to his podcast, Making Tarantino the Podcast. Several folks from the show have been on his podcast. So Bill's been on it. I've been on it. All sorts of folks.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find that Red Death cocktail video, and I can't.
Oh, yeah.
I know you emailed it to me, but again, if I go and open up my email while we're broadcasting, it tends to, I'm going to have to. Oh, here it is. Never mind.
Okay, good.
Oh, another bomber.
This string, oh.
Can you hear that?
No, I can't hear it at all. So it's good. I mean, I'd like to be able to hear it. Do the bombers bother Vivi?
No, she ignores them. All she cares about is thunder and fireworks. She's not a fan.
Yeah. Not a fan of, oh boy, she's going to love the 4th of July this year.
I know.
I heard her and Cubby are going to bury the Zambellis alive.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Red Death. We're going to celebrate one of my favorite movies, Masque of the Red Death, with a drink. A lot of stuff in it. Get ready to party like you're at Vincent Price's house. I mean, you might die from the plague that's outside. Maybe not. Maybe you'll build up. It's kind of like cough medicine, probably. You're going to get all your nutrients. By nutrients, I mean a lot of booze. What do we got, you may ask? We got an ounce of Jack Daniels. You can use Southern Comfort. You can use whatever you want. I like Jack Daniels. One time I had an old dude say to me at the liquor store, he's like, the cheap whiskey's only $5. I said, I'm brand loyal. And he said, you're stupid. I love Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels, an ounce of that. An ounce of blueberry vodka, really any flavor you want. I like blueberry because I want this to be fruity. We got a half an ounce of triple sec, half an ounce of cherry brandy. A little bit more cherry? Sure, why not? Half an ounce of Dr. McGillicuddy's. That's a Canadian brand. It really looks like I bought it off the back of a old medicine show truck. Like the snake oil salesman's in town, Dr. McGillicuddy. And we got 3 ounces of orange juice, 3 ounces of pineapple juice.
He bought it off
Dr.
McGillicuddy's truck.
This is about the same size as Cubby. The Dr. McGill. I also have Dr. McGillicuddy's root beer. Strangely enough, I've had it for years. Not a lot of root beer drinks. Look for that on the show soon. Anyways,
I'll find a way to make them green.
Yeah, we'll make it green. This should be red. Well, red and yellow make orange. We'll see what it comes out as. All right. Put all the alcohol and the scurvy preventing vitamin C drinks in one thing. Let's shake it up. All right. Here we go. Ooh, it's frothy.
And it's peach.
Peach death. Oh my, the peach. I wish I could do it with Vincent Price impersonation, but I can't. I'm not even going to try. It does smell good, though. Pazuzu, this is exactly what I wanted it to
A
be.
delight.
A delight. Oh, a delight. I'm really excited about it. Seriously, everybody, let's enjoy the movie.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. Oh, a trick on the children. Oh, man, that is good. If I do say so myself.
I just have a little rum and coke.
That's fine.
I gotta work tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we should do a t-shirt check. And don't get jealous, guys, but who's got Driving the Silent double feature shirts on? It's these guys. I got one in the mail this week. I was having a bad day, and the mail came, and it was a Driving the Silent t-shirt. And I was so happy. It brightened my whole day.
They're just one-offs that I made on Sticker Mule for me and Sam,
Yeah.
in case anyone was wondering. I don't have any t-shirts for sale. I just can't. I can't settle on a design.
Yeah.
So, as soon as
By the way, we're usually dog heavy, but I'm joined by Lola tonight. She has decided to watch the movie with me.
Aw. Vivi was here a minute ago, but she ignores me when I'm doing the show.
Yeah. Lola is trying to drink my cocktail and hang out with me. So that's good. Bill, I love this new look for the BNS Cocktail Lounge. Thank you so much.
Oh, I was getting tired of that old one.
I like Shea Panica, but this is very beautiful.
It's a new era.
It is a new era. And it feels like the 50s.
Yeah.
So it's great.
It's the space age.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. You could always make your own Driving Asylum shirt, and then Bill will sue you into the ground. So you can try that too. If you guys want. I know. He won't, but his lawyer will. So go ahead and make that shirt. And
my lawyer, Dr. McGillicuddy.
Mm-hmm. Cubby McGillicuddy. Yeah. That cherry taste of Dr. McGillicuddy is good. If you're like, I'd really like to buy cough syrup. The liquor store's like, well, would you like to try Dr. McGillicuddy's cherry? Because it's kind of like it. That's what they're doing, and it's from Canada. And that's got maple syrup in it. It doesn't, but just saying.
McGillicuddy was the name that Lucy used to always give when she was.
Oh, really?
That should go and like audition for something or should apply for a job. And instead of saying Lucy Ricardo, should say, they'd be like, what's your name? McGillicuddy.
Mm-hmm. The Comedy Museum's pretty close. I saw that on the news this week. It's in Lucille Ball's hometown that you can go to the National Comedy Museum. I thought that was kind of cool. Bill's lawyer, Dr. McGillicuddy. Yeah, that's gonna be a new character on the show. Will he or she have the staying power of Prophecy Bear? Probably not, but we're trying. That's when we make the action figure line when Super 7 makes a Driving Asylum double feature action figures. So yeah, we'll do it up.
I'm looking for our countdown video and I can't find it. I don't think.
Thanks everybody for coming out in force tonight to watch the show. We really appreciate it, and we're excited. Teases for next week. 2 movies next week. How about that? That's one tease. And 2. One of the movies we've talked about a lot. Now that could be any number of movies, but we've talked about both of these movies actually, a whole bunch that we'd like to show these. So we're very excited as always. But you will find out next week. That's the big tease. That's not that much.
One's from 1972 and the other is from 1973. And I am so excited about it. I almost talked about it earlier, but I didn't want to fall down a rabbit hole. So here we go.
We will. The second segment, we will find that rabbit hole and just nesty plunge into it.
That's what it's all about. And
so what would your action figure come with, by the way? It would probably a cigar and Vivi, Bill's and suspenders, like multiple different suspenders that you can do with and without suspenders.
Mine would be like the Yoda figure. It had like all these accessories. It had a walking stick, a snake, and a robe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a girl that walks through our neighborhood who's way younger than us. She's in her 20s, but she carries like this giant walking stick with her. And Becca never walks with me. And last night she went walking, and she's like, "Does that girl have a walking stick?" But she was like yelling it. So like, I'm like, I have to walk near these people all the time. Also, yesterday I was accused of trying to steal someone's dog. Bill,
You
one of my neighbors has 2 white chihuahuas, and I'd never seen them outside before. So I said I should take a picture of Becca to show her how cute these dogs are. So I took a picture, and the lady was like, "Are you trying to steal my dog?" And I was like, "What? Why are you taking pictures of my dog?" And I told her, I'm trying to show my wife a picture of your dog because she loves chihuahuas because we have one. And
why would you steal her dog?
I don't know. She's like, we just can't trust people these days, and who knows what people want to do. And I was like, okay. I want to be like, I'm going home to masturbate to these pictures of your dogs. And then she didn't like that at all. I didn't say. But anyway, yeah, I was accused by it, and then
That's beyond the limit.
Mm-hmm.
I was accused of something similar, even worse. I was accused of being a perv because I was outside taking pictures at this like fall festival. And there was this group of boys that were playing football, and like one of them was like going to go out for a pass. So I was like, I'm going to catch this on camera. And I was filming them, and this lady stopped me. She came over to me and she was like, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm taking pictures." And she's like, "Of the kids?" And she got like all righteously indignant, and she started yelling at me, and she shouted at the boys to go on the other side of the building, and they did. I was like, "You fucking bitch. Why would you even..." First of all, if you're in public, you can take pictures of anything and anybody. And, it's not like I went in their backyard and was like filming over their fence or something.
You should be like, that boy is way too thin for me. So fuck you, bitch.
Ooh, and it was like little kids, Like, you think
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing? I was really mad.
Oh,
I
Mike,
guess
those
she
aren't
was
the movies
too.
next week. And I would say, David asked, are these Sam movies? Somewhat. Yeah, they're not Italian though. How about that?
They're not Italian. Both, well, one's Canadian and one is from the USA.
Yeah.
LA.
But anyway, I was shocked by this lady accusing me of stealing her dogs. Like, why would... And meanwhile, like I walk through this neighborhood every day, like for an hour every day past these same houses. That's what I've been setting this up for 4 years. This is the day. This is the... why would I pick up a wild chihuahua? Like, I can't even pick up my own chihuahua. Like, I get bitten by my own. I'm not going to pick up your weird chihuahua. And I said the same thing. Like, your dog's too fat for me, lady. I was upset. I said, don't you realize that I am a known to 40 people horror movie videocaster? I will not steal your chihuahua.
Podcaster, prolific online reviewer. Your quotes are on the backs of Blu-rays. You do commentaries for Visual Vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
I could go on, but we should get to the movie.
As I said, don't you realize I talked about Suburban Sasquatch? I am too well known to steal your dog.
The link to tonight's movie on YouTube is on the Groovy Doom Facebook page, or you can just go to YouTube and search for it. There's a nice, super widescreen print of this posted on there, so make sure you find the nice one. Come back after the movie, and we'll have lots more to talk about on the second segment. In the meantime, enjoy Masque of the Red Death.